Hi, I'm Reverend Ian Clarke, BSc, AIFS, CAI. I live in London. I'm a titan of change with dozens of world records and discoveries to my name. Dozens of... Hi, I'm Ian Clarke, Reverend BSc, ALIBF, ACIB, Cert ICM, ACT, CPD, CPD, ALIBF. Hi, I'm Ian Clarke, Cert ICM, ALIBF, Cert EDI, CF30. Always remember that last. Hi, I'm Reverend Ian Clarke, BSc, CPD, ALIBF, Cert ICM, Cert EDI, CF30. Oh gosh, that's a mouthful, isn't it? Hi, I'm Ian, human changemaker and founder of Consulting, the sapient change engine and humanity's first Clarke tech. This show, Daytime, is for the changemakers. Today, we're asking the simple question, who are you? Let's get real. Much better. Yes, fine. World records, discoveries, achievements, qualifications, blah. Who cares? Who cares? I am a human being. But this question that plagues us all is, who are we, really? Because until we know our personal identity, until that we cannot choose a character, we do not know how to behave authentically if we do not know who we are. Today, human identity hasn't been defined, so it's so hard for any of us to really know, why are we here? What is my purpose? What is my destiny? And that's why I think the world is in such an identity crisis today. So I wanted to do an episode all about the difficulty in choosing a character and try and give people a nudge as to what to look for and where to go. I grew up in banking. So one of the things that they taught us to do in banking was an elevator pitch, a 30-second explanation of everything that you are as a human being into 30 seconds. I do not know why this exists, because no business was ever successfully conducted in 30 seconds, and any senior leader that only gives a young analyst 30 seconds to summarize their entire uniqueness is clearly no leader. If that's how you spot potential, you are not looking for the right thing. So I'm going to start off with my elevator pitch. I'm going to put up here on the screen. My one sheet. One sheet is something that speakers use to summarize everything that they are, and I think it's a good place to start for this episode. Now, you saw the trouble I had explaining my personal identity. This is why I have a one sheet. This is my personal identity. So I'm going to walk you through and going to deconstruct my personal identity in order to explain what it really is. And then we're going to reconstruct in the second half of this episode by teaching you how to create your own. Let's take those letters that I reeled off there. I barely remembered them, to be honest. I'm sure I probably forgot a few. Letters, let's see. One of the letters that I have that isn't actually on here is something called a Certificate of Professional Standing from the London Institute of Banking and Finance. What this Certificate of Professional Standing does is it tells the world that I am a decent, fine, upstanding person and that I will never break the law or do something wrong or commit a crime or breach a regulation or anything like that. It's something that every single senior banker in financial services needs to have. Costs a lot of money, gives a lot of business to the London Institute of Banking and Finance. And yet for some reason, over my 14 years in banking, I witnessed 21 individuals committing 16 discrete illegal acts, crimes, breaking 5 acts of our democratically elected parliament and 5 financial regulations. Not a single one of them has ever been held personally accountable for any of those crimes. And by far and large, all of them remain in position today, despite me reporting them to every competent authority in the land. Therefore, my sole conclusion is that the Certificate of Professional Standing is a piece of bull. So we're going to delete all of my letters, including the Reverend, because we can't trust paper. Paper is paper. Only people are authentic. What about awards? Now, I don't have any money, so I haven't bought any of these awards, but my former employer, one of our proudest things was that we had won Best Cash Management Bank in the world for 9 years consecutively, something which we were taught to preach and teach to all of our clients without fail. The issue I had was during COVID, a period of deep mourning and loss and concern across humanity. We were still encouraged, as we were every year, to call up our clients multiple times and harass them into voting for us until they promised to do so. Otherwise, they would lose their sapience. So yes, I if it is possible to win an award 9 years in a row, then as Churchill said, to be perfect is to change often, and anything that is rigid is clearly very imperfect. So we're going to delete all the awards as well. Let's then have a look at these. Now, these are my protected characteristics. I'm sure you'll have a few. I've got 4 protected characteristics. Raised in a cult, formerly religious, now agnostic. I am queer, so sexually non-binary. I am I'm gender conforming, so I am a male. I'm racially non-binary, so I'm 50% black and 50% white. 37 years old with multiple invisible disabilities. Do these things have any bearing whatsoever on my abilities? Absolutely not. As you can see, I am a human being operating at their potential, so I'm just going to get rid of all of those. Delete. Then what can I say? Well, I've got 9 chartered certifications with academic excellence in about 7 different disciplines, but who cares? Shut up, Ian. Stop boasting. I agree, Dark Ones. So let me just delete those. Then we get down to all this text. Blah, blah. World's first and only declared banking whistleblower on hatred and corporate oppression to this day. 5 founded, co-led 5 people bodies representing 12,000 marginalised people. Well, I always think that it's best to have an outside independent opinion rather than hearing it from someone from the horse's mouth, so to speak. So here we go. Here is Treasury Today's independent, unsolicited review of my profile, Financial Services magazine. It says Ian is a shining example, authentic, of our progress in our industry and offers unique insights on the dialogue around diversity, inclusion and representation in finance. Now, I've broadened my horizons from D&I since then, but fundamentally everything they said is true and authentic, and I agree with it. So let's get rid of my text and just keep theirs. And since theirs agrees with mine, why don't we just take my word for it that I'm being authentic? Then we get onto these pictures. Now, there's the first time I ever did a public speech at New York Public Library for International Men's Day 2019, which I covered in episode 2. There's my dad, me best man at my dad's wedding in Jamaica, wonderful memory. Me marching with the bank in New York, World Pride 2019 in New York. They're on stage at the top right collecting the Editor's Choice Award for the We Are the City's Rising Stars Awards 2022, a beautiful memory. And then the bottom right is my beloved mum and stepfather, who's every bit my dad as my dad was as well. My dad had passed away 15 years ago. So I really snapshots really of what a complex human really looks like. There's more than meets the eye. Clarke, unfortunately, is not my surname, it's my slave name. I don't actually know what my family name was, and therefore I'd rather just get rid of it rather than a reminder of the awful things that have probably happened to my family before me. And then that just brings me down to, it's Ian twice there, let's get rid of that. Just stick to Ian, we human. I like that. Founder of Light, Daylight, and Titan of Change. I think that is really... I'm okay with this now. I'm okay with this. There's a few things here that stand out. We haven't really defined change. We'll do that in a future episode. And we haven't really defined light. We'll do that as well. We haven't defined uniqueness, authenticity. We've got a lot to do. But for some reason, I wanted to sum up this. So everyone is unique. I think I've said this before. The intrinsic uniqueness about us is infinitely complex within. It's what's inside that matters. But not all of us are authentic. That's the thing. Authenticity is actually what divides us. Uniqueness is not. We are all unique. The authenticity is the key difference between everyone on this planet. But what are we being authentic to exactly? We need to define human identity to answer that question. And why is authenticity so important to sapience and free will? More on that next time. Hi, I'm Reverend Ian Clarke, BSc, CPD, ALIBF, Cert ICM, Cert EDI, CF30. Oh gosh, that's a mouthful, isn't it?